Good evening. I am Sensei Kevlar. I wanted to open tonight with a little bit of reflection on the news. We've had a situation in the past for quite some time now where the news has been really good for Bitcoin for a really long time. This is because the whales have wanted to be in distribution for a long time. They've now made all of their money, and now we're seeing the opposite side of this coin. For as long as the news has been good, you can reasonably expect the news to be bad. I'm talking about from March until August, it was good. That means from August until March, you're probably looking at a bad news situation and a bear market. That's my guess, and that's absolutely what I'm scheduling for. And the reason that I'm saying that is every day it's a new piece of bad news. Every day China has banned ICOs or Bitcoin exchanges. Today it was a tweet from Dimon, from what is it? The CEO of the bank, which was J.C. Morgan or something. Yeah, he tweeted that Bitcoin won't end well. It's a fraud, and it's worse than tulip bulbs. And what happened? Well, you think this wasn't primed and ready to go? Of course it was. We had our allocation schedules set up for this one, and this was a distribution in order to push the market down. What are we trying to do? This isn't the market panicking. The market didn't actually panic. This is a 5% whale motion. This is some whale jumping into the ocean and making a big splash with his bitcoins. Why would he do such a thing? Well, remember for 1 second that we've been in allocation, we've been in distribution for this whole time. Let's say that we came down here and we bought the market, and now, we need the market to go down on us so we can do more allocations, so we can buy more of the market before it comes springing back up and goes up to 65,000. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to work with all of my whale friends. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to collude with my CEO friends and everybody who I can talk to. The minute that news happens, I'm going to time this dump on the news. I'm going to have it ready to go, and the minute the news occurs, I'm just going to dump on the market. This is not the market selling. This is not the market panicking. The market panicking is what happens later. It's the slow, steady decline of the market that occurs because of the negative news cycle, coupled with the momentum caused by these panic sells. This is LTC that I'm looking at, Litecoin right here. We're already seeing the third test of this support line. If we get a break below it, this is a really clear buy signal. Super slam dunk right here with a mega quadruple up right here. Beautiful opportunity on this one. Be prepared for your full downside. It's a very easy one to schedule. This is a very easy coin to make a lot of money in if you just do these levels. This is 4 levels, and 4 levels is always a great one to schedule for, especially on a Forex. Let's say that you even skipped this one. You came down, you were here in the market, you came down. Let's measure this motion right here. This is a 40% motion, which means that our half line is here, our third line is here, and our quarter line is right here. Assuming it does come down and we get this nice bounce off of here, let's take a look at what our opportunity size is on this one. This is an 8%er. By the middle of October, you could be turning your Litecoin around on 8%. And this is a really easy slam dunk to make. I would love to be in this market when this market is heading downward, when this market is turning south like this. I think it's a really easy, obvious thing to do. Next up, NEO. Been studying NEO for a minute, and one of these days I'll get this one right. NEO BTC, and then I click on Bittrex. Well, here's our projections against this trend line right here. We're obviously seeing very scheduled distribution on this one. Very scheduled distribution. Let's see if we can find the real trend on this. It's kind of hard to see. They've pretty well obscured the actual trend on their computation on this one. It could be this one right here, but it's pretty hard to see, and I'm not really convinced. These could just be false flags right here, and false bottoms, and this would be the actual trend line, in which case we're actually chasing it down. This is another false flag. Mega opportunity on this one. It's so easy to schedule for all the way to here as your first move down. What is that? That's a 40%er right there, or 30%er, a 30%er right there. If you were to go beyond that, you would go another 30% down. So you could do a 60% if you only wanted to make one opportunity for yourself. But a 30% I think would be a pretty sure thing. Otherwise, we're looking for China to turn this around, Bitcoin to become the new red-headed stepchild that's living under the stairs, and Neo and Ethereum to become the new sugar daddies for the market. And wouldn't that be lovely? I would love that. Make lots of money on that one. QRL BTC is next. This is a newer market. We're going to have to study this one a little bit more carefully. Let's do a projection of this one. Let's say that how new is this market, first of all? This market is really new. If we came up to here and did one of these, wow, that was fail. And then did one of these. Let's bring it on down to here. Okay. What would the upside on this market be? It'd basically be huge. Here's your upside on this market. Here's 100% of this motion right here. Here's the 1.618 and the 2.618 and the 3 and the 4 and this and the 3 and the 4.618 into 237 the 236 rather. This is a fantastic market to really think about layering into in a strong way. What kind of motions are we making in this market? Let's measure our average true range. These are 40% motions. Even if you were to pivot around a 10% mark, you could be doubling up on these and still making your profit. Let's take a look at this one. Here's a 27% motion right here. Could we see a 20%, a 40% motion up to here? Yeah, absolutely. Be careful though. We don't really know where this market is headed yet. This could absolutely have a lot of downside. I certainly would be looking for scheduling on this downside. And then take a look. We have another downside to look for. This is what I would say would be our true bottom. So not that hard to analyze. It requires a little bit more effort, but you can bring in the projections pretty easy. And when you see that your upside on that is really quite profitable, it's a pretty exciting opportunity, especially when you start bringing over, well, look at this line right here, this line right here. This is absolutely a pause in the market right here, right there on the Fibonacci retracements, even this Fibonacci retracement. Super skookum right there, look at them. Those lines fell right on our retracement beautifully. Here we are, back in our red zone, allocation city all day long. You can expect that this is going to be a sleeper for a while. October, November, you're going to be in allocation. And then you're just going to wake up one day. And, you're going to wake up one day and it's going to have done this to you. Now that I screwed up that line, it's going to have done this to you. And, you're going to be panicking. And it's going to be doing this and that, and and we'll see a little trip under here just to really freak people out before we get the dip above, and then it looks like we're going to make this new channel right here, and we're going to play around in this. We're going to play dolphin games over in here. Then all of a sudden, just when you least expect it, when you really think this market is truly going sideways forever and you made a bad decision, That's what's going to happen. This is happening all the time in these markets. I'm not saying that it's going to happen in November. I'm saying it's going to happen January, February, March, April, May. And you're going to wish that you had been paying attention to this trend right here. Paying really close attention to this trend right here. Scheduling yourself for this opportunity. Scheduling yourself for this opportunity. Scheduling yourself for this opportunity. Making your trophies in this market. Because you don't want to be on the wrong side of this when we finally do reach our 1.618 retracement on this. What size opportunity do we create for ourselves? Well, if you plan this market correctly, which I think you really can do, you're looking at an 800% opportunity on this one. Be careful. Be very careful about these bottoms. Be very careful about these new bottoms. Don't pretend that this couldn't happen again, that we couldn't do this again, and we couldn't come down here and play around in here for a while. But I really do think that these are the potentials. This is where these things happen. Is these things play around in the whale games and the dolphins swim and then the whales come in and just moonshot it. Happens all the time. Don't believe me? Go find another market. Play around in that one for a while. See if it doesn't happen in that one. Happens to me constantly. And that's why I love these markets so much. I can't get enough of them. Let's take a look at Ethereum versus Tether. Looks just like the Litecoin chart to me. I feel like we're looking at carbon copies here. We're definitely seeing a lot of breakout potential on this one. But in this bear market, let's be honest, this is the real opportunity right now. And we can't count on this to go right for us before December or January or February. If you're playing this market smart, you really are scheduling this market for here's November, December, January. We're going to be playing around in here, doing these things down in here. Then we can do whale games. Then we can do this motion again. Let's see this motion again. From here to here, let's say it really does come down to here. What would be 100% of that again? Well, that would bring us right up to, right up to where we were before. It's like magic every time. It just never fails to fall in these lines. Where are we on these lines? Well, there's that line right there. There's that line right there. There's that line right there. Can we come down into here? Can we play around in here? Count on it. Don't count on this moonshotting just yet. Doesn't mean it's not going to. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin isn't going to see a downturn and Ether won't see it go up. For all I know, they're both going to go down. For all I know, you're listening to some random guy on the internet talk on an internet forum in an anonymous way. Your sensei is telling you, schedule for the downside, profit on the upside. QTUM. Did I already do this one? No, I didn't do this one. I didn't do this one because it's like one of my favorite ones. Oh, we're so close. Here's decision time. Here we are on the 13th. Coming up, boys. This is the moment. I've been making money off of this motion all day long. I think I'm probably in allocation once again on this motion right here. Probably went down below my line and am, I might not be in allocation yet until I get down here. I'd have to go look. Lots of opportunity. I don't even have to do the projection on this one to tell you that this motion again from this place, that this motion right here from this lower line right here is going to be, this is our opportunity sizing right here. So look for that, and then it depends on what happens next. It depends on if the news is good, if the news is great, if the news is crap, product launch, how it goes. Don't count on this though. Count on this. Make your opportunity for yourself on this leg right here. And this is a good schedule. And we also have the retracement all the way back down here. This could absolutely happen too. But I'd look for a nice solid bounce off of this line right here. Just don't get fooled. Don't be tricked into thinking that we can't go below this line. KMD, or sorry, gotta do cis. Gotta do cis. That's not cis. More carbon copies of Litecoin, man. These markets are all just overshot at this point. We're really looking for a nice, nasty, ugly correction on this side. Unless we can see a new higher high coming up. What we're looking for is a break above this resistance line. I suspect that this is our false pendant right here. This is our false flag, and what we're gonna get is a return to this resistance right here, followed by a breakdown of the pattern down to here. Where can we schedule for? Right there. Sure, we can get another one in here. I'd say right there. We could move that up or down if we wanted to. It doesn't matter. We could do that right there if we wanted to. We've got good lines there. And then bring another one in if we really needed to. Those are pretty solid entry signals right there. I would try to ignore these right here and look for the big opportunity on this one, on this motion right here. Otherwise, you could enter this moment right here and take your profits off of this motion before this happens. I'd be careful though. I'd be very, very careful with where I was on this leg, and I'd be scheduling for, yeah, see, there's more going on, and I'd be scheduling for this easily. I'd say that we absolutely could make this in December, this motion in December, if we were not careful, and you don't want to be caught in a big position right here. Do not get caught in a big position right here when we end up down here. That's the worst case scenario right there. You want to schedule for 0.5% of your portfolio right here at the very most, so that by the time you do hit this or this and you see that you've got some nice bottoming happening, a 4x up only takes you out to 2% of your portfolio, and then you can just lighten up the minute that we come off of this. This will make a really good profit opportunity for yourself. Look for the solid bounce on this one right here though. Look for nice volume coming up. The problem that I'm absolutely foreseeing here is this trend right here. Is we're seeing a decrease in allocation. We're seeing lots of distribution that's happened, and nobody's really interested in buying it up at this point. Golem. GNT, BTC. I don't even have to tell you on this. Look at this. Look at this beaut. Oh, look at that allocation. Somebody bought a ton. They're priming the market. Okay, when I'm sitting here telling you about all the downside potential on these things, and then you see something like this, oh, it's so easy to get excited. You know that if you were trading in August, you know that you made trophies here, you made trophies here, you made trophies here. Look at the whales prime this market. Look at that priming right there. Look at this prime the market. This is us pulling the starter cord on this market, because we're gonna do a whole bunch of allocation down here, and it's gonna be crazy time. They're gonna be doing institutional suppression across the board. You're not gonna see it pop above this line. You're not going to take your profits on this line, bring it back down, take your profits on this line, bring it back down, make your trophies. Don't get greedy. Don't think that you can layer in heavy here and we can't go down anymore. Of course we can go down more. We can always, always, always go down more. As long as we're not at 0 yet, there's more down to go. Here's 0 right here. This is how much further we can go. Schedule accordingly. Find your 0. Schedule for it. If you're not doing this, you're putting yourself out the game early potentially. But if you look at this and you say, okay, this is a good opportunity to practice some technical analysis on, what we'll do is we'll do a reverse fib extension. We'll say that it goes from there and then it goes to there. Well, check out that line right there. There's our 0 line right there. What about this line right here? Is this our rebuy point? Yeah, right there. That's what I would do, is I would schedule for that opportunity and then that opportunity, and recognize that the most likely scenario on this particular situation, on something like this, is some nice sideways motion in a really tight trend, in a really tight panel, really tight channel. It's not tight at all, it's 53%. You can make so much money in markets like these. These are the market makers right here. These are the ones you make your money in. Don't go chasing the Litecoins. I know you're emotionally attached to them. Don't go chasing the Bitcoins. I know you're emotionally attached to them. Don't go chasing the Ether. I know you're really emotionally attached to Ether. But it's really critical that you keep a level head and you keep your senses about you, because the minute that you get into too big of a position here, this is not going to work in your favor. Final coin of the night, and then we'll just wrap it up. That was Golem. I thought I did Sys BTC on Bittrex. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Look for the downside on this one. It's a good opportunity, especially with all of this upside potential on this, but I'm not liking this high position right here. I'd really like to see more downside opportunity on this before I start getting really heavy on my positioning. This is where I'd want to be heavy positioned, right here. This is what I would be scheduling for. I wouldn't be looking to make a whole lot of money in this in the next couple days to weeks. Okay, let's just pause here for a second and remind everyone that in times of correction, it's easy to get panicky about your situation. It's easy to go, I need to change my plan to 4x up because the market's going down and I'm only going to take a little bit of profit. That's not how this works. You're still thinking like a shark. And the more you have of that shark mentality and the less you have of the mentality of the way of the trader, the less profitable you're going to be long term, even if you find yourself being more profitable short term. Tomorrow, I am going to deviate from my regularly scheduled program. I am going to show you the other fighting styles in the market, the other ways in which whales move the markets, the other ways in which whales do their allocation and distribution, the other ways in which they get really greedy and make a whole lot of money, even on these very small market motions. I really invite you during that time to practice your balance well and to look at just how much money you really can make in this market by following the way of the trader, which is something that I have tried very hard to show you the value of, to instill in you the correct mindset that leads to all of the opportunities that these markets can bring you in a safe, sane, calm, repeatable fashion that has you going into these markets and being profitable no matter what happens. I have tried really hard to show you the individual trees and call out the forest to you, in hopes that you will see the value in each and every branch and leaf, each and every root, each and every part of the forest is required to make the whole market go. So is the hinterlands that we will tomorrow visit. I beg of you to strongly consider my warning tomorrow when I tell you I am showing you what I am showing you tomorrow so that you are not tempted away from the path of the way of the trader. The way of the trader is a profitable one. And if you get greedy, you will be tempted to go down a different path. And if you go down a different path, you might make more money. But you're almost certainly going to lose more eventually. This is a marathon, and you need to stay in the marathon. And what I have shown you is how to achieve that staying power by planning the trade and then trading the plan. And what I'm going to show you tomorrow is a situation that can make you a lot of money, but it's one that you simply cannot plan for. And that's why I'm telling you that tomorrow we're going to leave the comfort of the path and go explore what the other opportunities are. And I beg of you to remember your balance in doing so, remember your discipline, remember your commitment to your profitability, because tomorrow we are going to enter what I consider the danger zone, and that's temptation. And I beg of you to stay with me through this final week of our lessons together as we explore the dark sides of the market. I hope to see you all there tomorrow, and I hope that you have a very profitable evening. Thank you very much.